this was a tough one. It was a tough one. I hate to, be cliche-ish, but everybody in the country but one team's going to end like this. It ended too soon for us. Give Cleveland State credit. They made some key plays down the stretch, but the reality of it was, we just couldn't put the ball in the basket, especially in the last 8 minutes of the game. That 10 minutes spell we had at the end of the first half when Jalen picked up his third foul, that was telling also, because we were playing well. We had a double-digit lead. We, defensively we were really doing some great things. And how long did we go without scoring? Anybody know?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Yeah. And the second half too. So I think that was the difference in the game. We allowed them to have a chance to win it at the end, and they did. And they were a team on a roll. They did what they were supposed to do. It's disappointing because it's over. That's all. It's disappointing because it's over. I really love this team. These seniors, they won close to 70 games in the last 3 years, 80-some games, 85 or 6 games in their career. That's really a lot of wins. And I hated to see them go out, but it was going to happen.
Thank you, Coach. At this time, we'll open the floor for questions to our student athletes, please. Questions?
So you guys shot 25% for the game. Speaks for itself. What was Cleveland State able to do throughout the game? Was it partially bad luck? I mean, that's a low number. Just wondering what they were able to do throughout the game to limit your guys from scoring.
I give them a little credit, but we all had some wide open shots that we could have knocked down that could have gave us a lead, and those we missed. So I think that was a big part of the game.
What was kind of the thought about the play coming out of that timeout with 14 seconds, and were you happy with the look that you got there to win the game?
I came off a ball screen. It was a hard hedge. Maybe that could have been a foul, but I got to the basket and missed the floater.
Any further? Justin, please, the mic, please.
For both you guys, if you can, understanding Kendrick, here for 2 years, and Jalen, you're 5. You're looking back at this. Is this a woulda, coulda, shoulda year with the injuries and everything that kind of played out and how it ended? Is this kind of a feeling of emptiness come from that a little bit?
Me personally, I don't want to look back and say woulda, coulda, shoulda with anything. Everything happens for a reason. I really believe that. And injuries happen. We had every team fights through adversity, man. So we had to fight through adversity. We had a chance to win it today, and we didn't. So. Just like he said, fighting through adversity, we did that. And I know we gave it all. We gave it all we had, and today we just came up short.
Jalen, with you on the bench with a third foul, how difficult was it for you to watch what was going on out there? Obviously, your teammates were struggling. You had brought some energy early in the game. Yeah. How difficult was it just sitting there, being helpless when your team's out there needing you?
Yeah, it was really difficult. I know they rely on me to score the ball, and just bringing that veteran leadership that I do onto the court. So, getting in foul trouble over and over again, game after game, that's on me personally to obviously not do, which I did. So, that hurt us for sure.
I think that'll be all. Oh, one more question here. Final question. Oh, 2 more. Go ahead, Mike.
Kendrick, 7 of 24, 4 of 13 from 3. Was that just the way you were feeling, or the way they were defending you, or?
It's an off night. I'm a good player. I knock down tough shots. Sometimes I don't, but that don't give me. I still have confidence in myself, so I'm gonna shoot them. And tonight was an off night for me.
Did you have a final question? He needs a mic in the back, please.
Coach touched on you guys being disappointing that it's over. I was wondering how you guys felt about the season as a whole. What did you guys improve on? How did you feel about it? Just what did you take away from the season?
I made some brothers throughout the season. A great group of guys that I came in and they gave me, bear hugged me. I mean, from a new guy coming in, transferring, I made some brothers, and that's what's most important. That'll last a lifetime for me.
Yeah, I mean, ditto what Kay just said. I mean, through all the ups and downs we've been through the season, man, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't have traded anything or taken any of it back, so it's tough. I mean, it'd be tough to, deal with over the next couple of weeks or whatever, but looking back at it, for sure, this is a great group of guys, and this will last with me for a lifetime as well.
Thank you, Kendrick. Thank you, Jalen. At this time, we'll open for Coach, and since you have the mic, we can start with you.
Another question. Oh, sorry. I guess continuing on to what Jalen Kendrick said, how do you feel about the season as a whole in your 34th year going into your 35th season? What do you feel was a building point of what you're going to build on for next season?
I think the year was a disaster. I mean, we were receiving votes in the top 25 at the beginning of the year. And then started with the suspension, the NCAA suspension for Jalen with 4 games. The 4th day of practice, our 6'11" center broke his foot. We thought he was going to be out 8 weeks. He was out 13. Xavier's wanting to redshirt and not play. Beck being out 17 or 20 games or whatever he missed. Cumberland's had ankle surgery in the offseason, thought he was going to be okay. Then he, tried to play 6-7 games. Now he's going to have another surgery, so he's out for the year. Losing our point guard, Braylon Neely, to knee surgery. And then the biggest blow of all was Martez Walker, who was the heart and soul of our team, breaking his foot in the Detroit game. I mean, I've never in my 40 years in coaching been around anything like that. It's not an excuse. I'm not making an excuse. You ask a question and I'm just telling you. To me, it was a disastrous year. I wish it was a video game and we could reset and start over, because I think this team not only could have won a lot of games, they could have done something in the NCAA tournament. I mean, I think that's how talented they were. And it never came to fruition. It never got to be. And tonight was kind of a microcosm of the season. I mean, we scored 44 points. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. 44 points. And lost by 1. No, we scored 43 points, and we lost by 1. And we tried to rechange ourselves in this past week and play slow and defend, and we held IUPU had a 55 last night, and we held this team to 44 tonight. So that all worked. But if you'd have told me we were going to shoot 25%, the play of the game was with, I don't remember how much time, but a minute something. We were up 1, and we got Kendrick wide open in the corner, and it didn't go in. And that was kind of the microcosm of the season. That ball goes in, we go up 4 with a minute and a half to go, and it's a whole different story. And it was wide open. It was the widest open shot he had in the tournament.
Justin.
Greg, press over the next couple weeks or so, but what did these guys, the senior class, mean to you in all your years of coaching? This class seemed real special to you.
It really was. We 5 years ago, we made the move to the Horizon League, and the president of our university at that time brought me into the office and wanted, we're making this move, we're going to invest, and we have to win in this league. And this was the recruiting class, that had to do that. And they finished 5th the first year, 3rd the second year, 2nd the third year, 1st the 4th year, and looked like we had a chance to really do something special this year, and it didn't happen. And but the growth that they've had, the stories from Martez Walker to Kendrick to Jalen Hayes, they all have stories. Nick Daniels, they all have real stories, and they've turned out to be men and great kids, and I'm going to miss them. I really am. It was a hell of a class, just great people, you know. Maybe too good, you know. Maybe too good, you kids. Maybe it's, you know. But it is what it is. Hate to end it like this, though. You know, I'd have rather lost 96-95, and you know, than something like this. But it is what it is.
We're going to take our final question here, please.
A lot of times tournaments come down to which team is hot, and obviously Cleveland State, you know, beat Northern Kentucky. Was this just a sense of them being the hotter team? I mean, you guys had the injuries and things.
No,
I mean,
it was us. Look at that. They scored 44 points. I've coached over 1,000 games. I don't think I've ever coached a team that gave up 44 points and lost. It was us. Give them credit. They won the game. I don't take that in any way, shape, or form. But it was us.
Just one more, thank you.
Greg, that stretch that I asked Jalen about, he goes out. What did you see during this? It seemed like you lost a big spark there. You obviously didn't score the rest of the half after he went out. Nick kind of walked the ball off the court, got the 10-second violation, some mental lapses there. What did you see from the sideline during that stretch?
Well, we fell apart. There's no question we fell apart. We had some guys that, you know, we had Chris Gilbert, we played 19 minutes before yesterday all year. They left him alone and he couldn't make a shot. Palambizio couldn't make a shot. You know, so where were we going to score from? That, you know, every time Kendrick touched the ball, he had two guys on him. We had to find a way to score, and we just panicked. And the good was we defended. We didn't, you know, we didn't end up down 10. We were still up 1 or something like that. We defended, but we just offensively we fell apart. We tried everything. I could have used some timeouts maybe, but we needed them at the end. You know, if I don't have that timeout at the end, what are we going to do there? So, you know, we just tried to weather the storm. Hope we get Jalen back in the second half, and try and win it in the second half. And I thought we did that. We were up 1. Last play of the half, you know, we running this little out of bounds play, and Stan's got go to the get a layup, and he's got it. And for some reason, he tries to go behind his back with the ball. I mean, just people in the game that have never been in those situations, and that's really what happened. We just got in a situation that was a tough situation. And, I mean, I don't know, Beck fell down maybe 3 times. I don't know if there was a mouse out there that kept grabbing his ankle or something. I don't know. But, I mean, he fell down 3 times, and that just fell down. So guys that had never been in that situation trying to compete. And they played hard, it just didn't go their way.